And I remember as I was going through my late 20s and my early 30s, one of the questions I always asked people was, knowing what you know now, if you were me at my age, what would you do? So David, knowing what you know now, if you were 28 years old, what would you do?
Go to a different business. No, knowing what I know now, if I were to say, you have to pick something that you like doing. If you go to work and you hate your job, your life is just, you're punching a clock and you're not going to be that rewarded or feel satisfied at work. So I say make sacrifices. I would say that, especially when you're young, you can't really make a mistake. What's the worst thing happen? You lose your job and you go try something else. So I say pick your lane, figure out what you think you're good at. If you're in sales, don't go in remanufacturing. You should be in the sales role. And I say you have to be confident. You have to be willing to fail. You really have to put yourself in a position to be vulnerable, because that way you can get ahead. For me personally, I always wanted to do better. I wanted another position. Even if I didn't have another job, when I go for a raise, I said, look, I need more money and I'm going to earn it. And if you don't give it to me, I'm going to have to go elsewhere. So I had the confidence to be able to say that because I was willing to work harder than everyone else. So I just say, just persevere and do something that you love. And if you do, it's going to make your day go by a whole lot better, and you'll be better at what it is that you do.
Joe, what advice would you have for young people right now who maybe are considering a career, or they're in the industry and they want to decide what to do next?
My first 10 years, I was a single contributor. I wasn't a manager. I didn't manage people, but I watched managers of all different kinds. There were good ones. There were bad ones. There were good communicators, bad communicators. And at that point in my career, I could sit at the water cooler and see how that resonated with people, how good managers resonated with people, how bad managers resonated with people. And through that, simple technique, I picked up what I thought was going to be who I was when it was my turn, and how my actions could interact with my teammates. That was really, for me, helped prepare me for being a manager. And, each step along the way is its own challenge in and of itself. Everybody wants to be the next president, right? But the first time you have to make the decision, and there's no one else at that table that's going to make it, or you could point to, because in the past, somebody else was at that point, it was at that seat. And so the first time you have to make that call and be confident in your call and know what that means to the people sitting in this office or outside in the different parts of the building is a learning experience. And as you grow into your organization, achieve maximum effort out of each role. Don't look 5 roles ahead. Don't look 2 roles ahead. Whatever you're given as assignment, do it to your best ability, and the rest will take care of itself. I always believe that principle.
And I agree with Joe. And Joe was like, he watched people. I think the thing I did that was more annoying was I just asked a ton of questions, because I think the important thing is you don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. And I think it's okay to say, hey, how'd you do this? And how'd you do this? And what do you think of that? And what do you think of that? Because I think you learn from other people and you take what they did and you put your own spin on it. So I encourage everyone to ask questions, keep asking questions, because we're like little AI bots ourselves and we're just learning all the time. And if you stop learning, you stop growing.